Okay then, so guys, and welcome back to this Return to Glory series. This is episode number 9, and this is the Austrian Grand Prix. Yeah, we are that far into the season. The Austrian Grand Prix, which I do suspect will not be a great track for us, with all the straights and, you know, just the sort of power that you need to sort of put in it, but I guess we'll see. It's nice and flowing, but some R&D coming up.
Solid right now, but I do think we need to push harder if we want to stay competitive. Here's the report.
Oh, thank you. We've got some reports here. So, as the development index of Williams have bought some parts. McLaren and Honda falling behind. We're saving up our parts. Force India are not doing so great, but Williams making some progress, which is quite worrying actually. So, Williams are doing good actually, as it turns out. So, let's get into practice and just see where our pace is. I think I think our pace will be okay. You can see on the left, Williams have actually taken some parts, downforce, fuel, and engine power as well. They've improved their engine power from what it was. Oh my god, that's not encouraging at all. So, let's get into practice then, and just see our pace and do all the sort of practice criteria to get us some more R&D points, and really push us up there, I think.
We're glad you can join us for today's practice session here at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. The weather, though, hasn't been good to us today. We have dark skies overhead and a damp track for the drivers to deal with. I'm here with Anthony Davidson once again. Nice to see you, Ant, and I wanted to ask you about how you go about improving the car over the course of a practice session. How much would you say is already known from the pre-race simulations? And how much do you have to do, how much do you have to work on with a real car on a real circuit?
Well, that's a good question, Crofty, and I suppose the simple answer is that there's no such thing as too much information. As you say, the bigger teams have very complex simulations, vast numbers of clever people crunching the numbers back at base, but what they can't tell you is stuff like how the track condition's going to be, or what the temperature's going to be doing over the course of the day, and how all of that's going to be interacting with the tyre. There are so many millions of tiny variables involved in getting these cars around a racetrack quickly, but the computer can't tailor the car to a driver's specific balance requirements. At some point, you still need to put a human being in there and have them feel...
I'm not sure of us sat in the car actually. As you can see, intermediate tyres on, wet track, well, damp track let's say, from what we could see. So, I think we skipped this session, as you can see by the green tyres. Yeah, we skipped the session. Well, not skipped the session, but we moved forward. You can see the track dried up. There is a definite dry line here, and as we come to the end of our track acclimatisation, we're following Haryanto. We haven't got a bad lap. There are not many points to hit, actually. They're really not. And we achieved our target. Exactly, achieved our target. So that was the R&D points that we got for that, which was not too bad. I think it was only 89, we only actually did one sort of session of that. And this was our qualifying pace time, which actually, as you can see already on the delta, 1.5 seconds up, 1.6, 1.7 about now. And we put in a 1:10.5, pretty good lap for our first lap on the Ultra Softs, puts us P11, so that was pretty good actually. Purple first time, so we didn't really need to know. This was our tyre management one, and just through here, we were green and then it just goes all the way down to the red, and then we've just got no hope with that. We literally have no hope with that. Up on the delta time so much, and then yeah, as you can see, tyre management failed, but the qualifying pace and track acclimatisation were pretty good actually. They were good. So you can see, I think I put the fuel down into lean on the tyre management, so I was just sort of flicking through everything. So you can see we're pretty good on there, pretty nice on there. But yeah, it wasn't too bad, so I think that was the end of our session actually. Team objectives, we hit most of them. All but actually doing a minimal tyre wear during the tyre management phase of it, which we haven't ever actually really done. I don't think we've ever actually achieved this, so we just advanced to qualifying and see where our pace was there. We're actually top, look, in the second practice there, so we actually do have some genuine pace in this McLaren Honda. Which is encouraging actually. Button was actually 1.6 seconds off our pace, but on the super softs. So I reckon it'll be about a second off our pace. So we are quick. We are quick round here. We've got a decent setup going. which was really encouraging to see actually that our setup was working with us quite well. Vettel's pretty fast in the Ferrari on the softs, and Nico Rosberg. But qualifying was really anyone's game, to be honest. And so, yeah, there are our R&D points. Perfect there. Blah, blah, blah. Lovely. And we got an extra 93 points. So it's worth 1,142. Now let's listen to his voicemail from Emma.
Your qualifying goals came up in the board meeting this morning. Here's what to expect.
Oh, they're talking about me. But nice goals, easy goals, 8th or higher, beat your rival Max Verstappen, beat Jenson Button. Pretty standard here. So let's move on to qualifying, and I guess hope for the best. Hope for the best is probably the correct term of use, to be honest. Purely for the fact that I have no idea if we'll be able to keep this pace up. So I'll just take you for, this was my fastest lap, first lap round. So brake nice and hard into here, beautiful through there, carry the speed pretty well, brake maybe a little bit too much mid-corner, trail braking a little bit too much, but it wasn't too bad, so it's nicely through there. And I think we were the first car to do a lap, so we've given you purple basically the whole way through. Nicely through here. Oh no, Daniel Ricciardo's done a lap of 1:10.2, so that was our target lap to beat. I think if you see at the end, we actually did this whole lap in standard. I think it was a banker lap. I don't actually know why I did that, but it wasn't too bad. So we brake at 194 miles an hour here. Nicely through there, hit the apex, and then didn't run wide on the exit onto the grass, so that was beautifully done through there. And through this sweeping left bend, I sometimes run wide, but other times that actually goes really well, like through here. Absolutely beautiful through here. This is where we gained most of our delta time in the practice sessions, was through that corner there, purple middle sector, which is where we should be at our best through here. And then these final right swooping as we go down, 90-degree right-handers as we swoop, keep going down. It is beautiful through here, kept the speed going well, took loads of speed into there, DRS, a little bit of oversteer, and it is going to be a 1 minute 9.9, so we were fastest lap. And then we went back to the garage, and we saw this. Danny Kvyat has done a 38.9, completely missed the middle sector, which is basically his entire time, and we just had nothing to go with that. So at the end of our practice, we just skipped it, because I was not having that. Massa beat us ever so slightly, so I'm going to say that Massa got pole then, not Danny Kvyat, because he was actually pretty slow. He did not have a great race. So yeah, so that was our R&D coming through here. Pretty nice. Career bonus 8, so we get another 88 points there. Absolutely beautiful. And yeah, it's race time now, so I don't know why I'm still on the screen. This is all post-commed, by the way, so yeah, I'm just getting used to it. Okay, so here is our driver rivalry. Penalty free, yes. Fastest sector, fastest. Wow, there's 4 tenths in it, and yet we actually lost out on most of that. Actually, no, it would have been level on the lap time, so we are still 7 points ahead of Max Verstappen, so that's pretty nice. Where are we going to be on our driver? Achieve that. Absolutely beautiful. So we are up there. Listen to a voicemail from Emma again.
I've seen the team's expectations for the race, so I thought I'd pass them on and wish you luck. Take care.
Thank you, Emma. So 6th place or higher. Wow, that's pretty high. Max Verstappen beat him. Beat Jenson Button. Placed 10th or higher in the Drivers' Championship. So that is easily doable, I would say. Fairly standard as well. So let's move on to the race, and I will take it away with Crofty and Anthony Davidson.
Austria, traditional home of many great things. Apple strudel, Mozart, Niki Lauda, oh, and of course, one of the finest high-speed racetracks on the planet. We're right in the thick of the season now, and the championship battle is hotting up. But if there's any race that stands to rip up the form book, it's this one. The Red Bull Ring then, 700 metres above sea level. This tough circuit may only have 9 corners, but they're fast and they're bumpy. It's a true test for any racing driver. We have 2 DRS zones, and watch out for overtakes into turn 2 as the uphill entry helps those trying to be the last of the late breakers steam up the inside. Anthony Davidson joins me to talk you through the action here today at what is quite an unusual racetrack, wouldn't you say, Ant?
Yeah, it's quite an odd layout around here. The thing about Austria is that it's a harder circuit to master than what really meets the eye. On top of that, it's a low grip surface, and that means that your small mistakes end up being punished, and it's very easy to slide wide into the runoff area and lose a huge chunk of time. Luckily, because it's such a short circuit though, you have plenty of opportunities to perfect the lap.
You should have some space going into the first corner, so try to keep it tidy.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Daniel Kvyat has a clear view into turn 1 from his pole position slot. A very happy Felipe Massa starts second. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have a McLaren, Hamilton, Kimi Raikkonen and Rosberg, Ricciardo, Vettel, Verstappen and Roman Grosjean. Bottas, Sainz, Jenson Button and Perez, Gutierrez, Hülkenberg, Pascal Wehrlein and Rio Haryanto. Magnussen and Ericsson, Jolyon Palmer and Felipe Nasser starts from the back of the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
So welcome to the grid here at Austria, the Red Bull Ring. Now, I wanted to look at the setup because they wanted me to do an ultra soft and then a soft tyre setup, as we've got like motorbikes. Oh, that's a huge lorry. So I wanted to try and tinker with the setup to try and help it, but our tyre wear, as we actually found out later on in the race, was so bad it was unreal. So we wanted to try and do an ultra soft and then a soft, but the tyre wear just got worse and it was just not really going to happen. So I think in the end, oh, Jesus Christ, I think in the end we just reverted the strategy back to what it was and then just left it, because I don't think we were going to, because the ultra soft, you can see it's a very, very short stint. It's just stupid just trying to push that. So we went with the ultra soft and then the soft tyre setup, and then we did the formation lap, landed on the grid. So let's see if we get a decent start. 5 red lights and we are off. Bogged down slightly at the start, but our second phase was great. Danny Kvyat has a shocking start here, absolutely shocking start, and then just completely shut off the gap that we were going for. So we ended up hitting the back of him slightly. Got a little warning, I think, from the team and Charlie Whiten as well. We had Hamilton around there as well. He did actually overtake us while we were crashing into Danny Kvyat, so it was nice to get him, but Massa's driven away from us slightly, so we had to defend from Hamilton, and that was how it stayed. So we go on to lap 2 here, same sort of section of the track. We braked quite early there just to try and get a decent exit through here, and we did get a decent exit, but whether it's going to come to anything I don't really know. So let's see how we do. There's a yellow flag in the first corner, but we'll ignore that as we do stay on board trying to get Felipe Massa. We're going to make a dive and move down the outside. Whether we're going to make it stick, if we've got a decent exit, we have. We touch tyres slightly, but Massa's still there. He does squeeze us slightly. Why are the team wanting me to do an alternative strategy already? That's a bit weird. I think in the end we did just keep it at lap 3. So we do have Felipe Massa here, but he is still at the inside, look. He's still sneaking his nose in. Absolutely brilliant driving from both of us. And I think we just make that move stick there. Absolutely beautifully done. Absolutely loving it. Massa's still there. Is he going to try and make the move? No. We fend him off. We block him slightly, so that is nicely done, and we make it up into first position. Moving on to lap 3 now. Good through here, and we just run wide, which, as you can see by our tyre wear, is 52% already. Massa just goes past with the power from that Mercedes engine. I was not really too surprised that he went past, but I was just a little bit annoyed. So we just try and get it, and then the dirty air really affects us through here. We run wide, so trying to keep up with Massa here was really, really tricky, as our tyre wear just increases each corner at 55, 56 already. So it was time to pull into the pits at this stage. Tyre wear, yeah, was really, really bad. Box, the team is saying Hamilton's actually really close behind me. Yeah, look at him. And then there's a huge gap to the next car, which I think is Danny Kvyat, but I'm not 100% sure. So, come through here absolutely beautifully into the pits, slowing down for the mark. We're going to get it slowed just about by the looks of that. That was very, very close actually. Hamilton sets the fastest lap of the race at 1:12.5, 2 tenths of a lap faster than our lap. As we come down to the grid, I want all of the cars to overtake me, so then we've got a nice big clear gap to race into, because we need to try and get up to some decent pace, so then we make it past Massa and Hamilton in the pits, because if we don't, then we're just going to get stuck and they're going to come out in front of us. So loads of clear air look in front of us. There's at least sort of 5 to 10 seconds of that, but Raikkonen's behind us on the ultra softs, Where is Kimi Raikkonen here? Kimi Raikkonen is... don't know, just behind us, but we move on to a couple of laps time. We've caught up Nasr and Palmer. They get a really poor exit. We get an absolutely brilliant one. So we're going to get DRS here, which Palmer doesn't, and then Palmer just closes off every gap that we try and go into. But we do have the pace here. Thankfully Nasr was enough behind so we could move into that gap. Touch the grass, we block off Jolyon Palmer. We make that move stick up into 17th place. Now the next lap, same position, and we try and make a move on Marcus Ericsson. A massive dive bomb in all honesty. We do get it slowed beautifully. I think our brake press is on 100%. So, you know, we've got some great brakes going on here. And then on the same lap, a couple of corners later, Kevin Magnussen, who is in the Renault on the super soft tyre. So you think they sort of even themselves out, but no, we go for a diving move down on the inside here. We're going to make it stick. We are going to make it stick. Absolutely beautiful. But no one's getting into the pits yet. So the ultra soft tyres are lasting longer for some of them. Oh no, there are some in the pits. I don't know who's in the pits. So I'm going to look at the timing screens. No one I can see. So we are now up into 11th place. We make the move on Esteban Gutierrez, and then we look behind us and we see a nice big yellow and white flash going straight into the wall. So if you look at the replay here, we can see us going up the inside. Gutierrez runs wide and then just puts himself right in the middle of the track. And I think it's Jolyon Palmer here. No, it's Kevin Magnussen. That you can see he's running wide and then just comes right into the path of him. Doesn't even look. And then the virtual safety car is deployed as a result. So that incident does cause a virtual safety car here. So we just have to make sure that we stay at the same point behind Pascal Wehrlein. And as we see the car ending, the thing ending a couple of corners later, we time it perfectly to go past Pascal Wehrlein. Going slightly wide as our tyres are a bit cold. We make that move perfectly. Oh, I don't care if anyone's slowing down. We do make that move perfectly. So we're now tucked in between the two Manners, which is not a great position to be in. Actually, it was quite demoralising. Buttons in the pits. Hulkenberg, I think, was just going into the pits as well. The 14 has been pretty quick, but Haryanto here. We think we're going to make the move, and then no, we can't. We have to actually tuck back in, and then here, and as people are pitted, we see that we are up into 3rd place past Haryanto. We've got Perez right in front of us, so we can use him to sort of not tug us along, but you know what I mean, to sort of pull us along with his much faster Mercedes engine, as I think they have made improvements over the season to improve that engine. But nicely down the inside, cut him off, and then just a beautiful exit, and that is that move made on lap 8 with 10 to go. So absolutely beautiful. We've got a nice gap to Sainz, who we catch up a lap later on the super soft tyres, worn super soft tyres by now, but our soft start looking great. Hamilton setting fastest laps by 1/10 per second. We are nice and fast through here. We were 2 tenths up, purple through there. So we'll get DRS very, very close to Carlos Sainz here. Look, unbelievably close. With Rosberg, I've just noticed, is behind us probably by about 10 seconds. But he's on the super soft tyres here. He's going to be going very, very quick. And then we outbrake ourselves and struggle to slow down here, and Sainz just goes right at the inside and takes that position back. So we're going to stay on board here and just try and see how this move goes and see if we can make it on Carlos Sainz. We get a much better exit through here. We'll go up the inside here as well. Nice, but is Sainz actually does have quite a lot of traction through there. So even on his worn super softs, he's still got a lot of pace going through. So Kvyat was leading the race, got pole position, luckily. Now Sainz is leading the race, so Toro Rosso's got a strong showing here actually. Look at the car of the Toro Rosso this year. It does look absolutely beautiful though also. I do like the look of it. And we've got DRS here trying to go up and overtake Carlos Sainz along the straight here into lap 10. Are we going to make the move stick? By the looks of it, yes, but we know we run wide. We do run wide, so now Carlos Sainz is going to take the lead back again. And all of this squabbling is doing is allowing Nico Rosberg to put in some much faster lap times compared to us, which is really, really not helping how our race is going to go. So, we get very close to Carlos Sainz here, try and get a good exit, and we do get a good exit. We're going to get DRS through here as well. So let's see if we can make this stick. We will go up the inside for this corner as well, as Carlos Sainz actually does block off the outside line. And we brake, and we do actually slow the car down and make that move stick. Absolutely beautiful racing, great to watch. As our tyre wear, look already, it's at 45%. We've been on these tyres 7 laps. As we move on 3 laps later, the team do want us to change the strategy to coming on the ultra softs, which I was actually thinking of doing on this lap anyway. I had changed it to ultra soft, so the team saw my thinking and just went, yeah, come in straight into the strategy. Come into the pits, came in on this lap. I don't care about Jolyon Palmer, so we slow it down for here. We probably will, yeah, looking lovely, green as you can see. So it's gonna be close. I don't think the wind's on for us. Our tyre wear is just too much, so the wind is probably out the window right now. So we are just looking to try and pick up a podium. See the nice, clean, grippy Ultra Softs come through. Bottas has gone past, Massa's gone past. So currently it's a Williams 2, 3. Hamilton and Ricciardo both have gone past as well. We need to make sure we come out in front of Vettel. Is that going to happen? Is it going to happen? It is. Vettel's there. So we do need to make sure we come out ahead of Sebastian Vettel, and we do stay ahead, which is crucial for our race, because you've got Vettel, and then Button is actually right behind Sebastian Vettel. So Vettel's had a really poor race, and Button's had an amazing race. So we come out lap 14, lap 15 a lap later, set purple first sector. To see Hamilton, Massa and Ricciardo are all struggling here. So Massa's been overtaken by Hamilton. Ricciardo is still at the back of this group. We do get a great run on Daniel Ricciardo here, after getting so much time in that braking zone, and we will here, just because we're so much more confident on the brakes. We've got the tyres to slow us down. Ricciardo's on the softs, we're on the ultra soft, Massa's on the super softs as well. So we're going to make the move here on Felipe Massa. We need to make these moves early to try and get as much room and as much gap as possible to make sure that we can get Bottas and possibly Ricciardo as well. So we set a purple middle sector by 9/10 looks. Unbelievably quick through here. And Lewis Hamilton is up next. We're going to try and make the move here. Maybe. No, we think again. However, we might make it through here. No, we're just going to follow him and then be in our DRS, be in his DRS. He's so slow through here. And we make the move down here. We make a 1:10.8, which is about as fast as our qualifying pace in practice. So that was a pretty quick lap, despite the fact that, you know, we were overtaking people like Hamilton and Massa and Ricciardo. So that was important. And we come a lap later. As you know, it's later on in the lap to overtake Valtteri Bottas here. We're going to make the move up the inside here. We are. Are we going to make it stick? We are. Absolutely beautiful. We got up into Rich, and then nothing else happened for the entirety of that stint. So it just completely skipped it. We come across the line to finish in second place. So wow, that was a race we didn't actually plan to do 2 stops on, but yet did. The tyre wear around Austria for us, because there's so many heavy braking zones, the tyre wear has just been so bad all weekend, and in F1 2015 as well it was bad. I think I had a tyre blow up in one of my races because I was trying to push the tyres too far. So to come home in second in that race after doing 2 stops and being in a McLaren, it was a great result. Bottas beating us, sorry, not Bottas, Rosberg beating us by about 6 seconds, I think, so it wasn't too bad. We were pretty alright actually. In fact, the pit stop's about 20 seconds round here, and we lost by 12 after taking 2 stops, so that's good. So we'll just see the celebration ceremony here. Yay, picking up a trophy, nice. It's always good to see your avatar picking up a trophy. Absolutely beautiful. So champagne is out. How much I would love to be there, not an avatar, but you know how things work out like that. On a nice McLaren Honda hat. I want a McLaren Honda hat now, in all honesty. They look pretty cool actually, although they remind you the Williams actually looks pretty nice as well. So there's the classifications. We do set the fastest lap of the race by the looks of that, by quite a margin actually. Second faster than Rosberg in that sense. So yeah, as we look down the order, Danny Kvyat looking 19th place after making 2 stops, 46 seconds behind us, and Kvyat was just definitely not on the pace. Massa was in 9th after taking a 5-second penalty look. Button up into 8th, that was absolutely beautiful, from 13th to 8th. So it was a lot of moving, also a lot of overtaking. I don't think anyone stayed in the same place at all for that entire Grand Prix. So we move up past Max Verstappen into 5th place in the Drivers' Championship, which is great. Sainz overtakes Kvyat in their little sort of inter-team battle. And then the Constructors, the only movers are Williams overtaking Toro Rosso, and we stay in 4th. So I think we've got quite a buffer around us, which is pretty nice to see. R&D from here is actually got quite a lot of R&D. Look, actually beautiful. We got 111 points, which is more than we got from the first practice session. So that's pretty cool. So now we've got loads of points to spend, and points on Max Verstappen. We are going to gain all of them by the looks of it. We are actually going to gain all of them. Look, so we are so close to finishing this driver rivalry after 2 or 3 races, which is just amazing. Our driver position is so strong. It would not surprise me if in the next couple of races we actually moved up to first driver. I would love that. I know you get an extra bonus. There's my career score. If you want to compare yourselves, fine. If you don't, I don't really mind too much. It's not anything that important to me. So we've got points to spend, and I did say after the thing was a Monaco Grand Prix. I know it must have been the Canadian Grand Prix. that we were going to spend our points here ready for Silverstone, our home Grand Prix. So we are going to spend some R&D points. I did think about doing an engine upgrade and then changed and decided to do just some different upgrades and just improve most of the car. So I wanted to do a downforce one ready for Silverstone. Beautiful. Clear out the drag so we had a better straight line speed and fuel efficiency as well. So then we could use a lot less fuel in our in the car to start off the race with, and we would then have better starts, better throughout the Grand Prix. So we would be a lot quicker over the sort of race time is what I'm thinking. So thank you so much for watching, guys. It's been a bit fast paced. It's been completely post-com, so it's been something different for me to do. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.